Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Enigmatica to Expert. So we're back from a little bit of a hiatus, basically just kind of focusing on a bit of RL craft for a little bit, and not really taking a break from Enigmatica, but kind of taking a break from Enigmatica. Um, like I said, just more of a hiatus for the pack. So, anyways, this has been kicking away great. Since we set it up and we have lots of sand and aquamarine building up and all that fun stuff. And I was thinking I wanted to start on our next build. We actually have quite a few builds coming up, like I mentioned. But I got to thinking, and I would really like to have a couple things automated, namely, or actually a couple things automated because of the fact that some of the builds coming up, one of them is very heavy stone usage, cobblestone usage, that kind of thing. Actually, quite a few builds coming up will be heavy in those. Plus, I want to start working into Thaumcraft a little bit and automating like arcane stone, so that we can automate living rock because we're going to have a lot of living rock coming up. I also want to get chests automated because we're going to be working on our storage, our main storage area. So there's a lot of things that are very material heavy. So I decided that I think today what I want to do is I want to automate stone. Stone, cobblestone. There's a couple ways that we could do it. I mean, we could go with the material stonework factory. This right here, which actually works pretty well. And I've been debating if I want to go for that. Of course, if we go for that, we're going to have to go for pink slime, which is a whole other little process. And we're going to need power for this because it is going to require power. And there's kind of easier, kind of cheaper ways, because I mean this, we're going to have to get into IC2 to get the reinforced stone, which that really isn't a huge deal, as you can see, but the advanced machine casings are a little bit more of an issue because we're going to have to set up pretty much IC2, right? Which really wasn't an issue for us last time because we started with IC2, but we're kind of taking a different route and going more focused with magic this time around, so we're going to do it a little bit differently. And this is going to be a power-free system, and it's actually going to be overall pretty simple, but there's a couple things that we are going to need to do. The very first thing I want to do is I want to make reinforcement modifiers, and let's go, these make 2 at a time, so I'm going to need 5 crafts of this. It's a lot of gold. It's also a bit of obsidian, but we can do this now. Oh, but we're going to need crystallized obsidian, which is amber. What in the world? This wasn't even here before. This is interesting. Crystallized amber to make the liquid amber. Wood netherrack vines. I mean, it's not super expensive, but we could make it straight out with this method here, but I would need... Oh my gosh, I would need so much of it though that I don't think is even worth it, because then I would need 9 of those per this and 2 of those. It would just be, oh my gosh. So maybe it is best that we get into IC2, I think. I totally missed that, and I was looking at it as if I was thinking we could just we can pressurize this to make the dense obsidian, but I didn't notice that we need the crystallized obsidian to make the... Okay, so that's totally different. I'm going to decide if we want to go for the no power system or the material stonework. Honestly, we'll probably go for the no power system because it's a little bit of fun. Plus, we don't have to get into pink slime right this second. We will get into that, but not just yet. And this will actually be a bit easier because we have some of those circuits built up already. Or we have one of them. I need some more of them. Let me get some more of those running. Let me double check though, because we might already have some in here. No, we don't. But it's just osmium and redstone, so it's not a biggie. Okay, so there's our basic control circuit. So we can get this on the road then. Because what we're making right now is not all that expensive. We're also going to need some of these resource machine frames and dense iron. I can do that. I'm just going to need to make a bunch of iron plates real quick, which of course we can do through the pressurizer. We can skip the more expensive method, or actually I guess it's a cheaper method, but it's less automated and more work with the Tinker's Construct route. Alright, so I've got that going. And then, as far as power generation goes, I guess we're just going to go with like a basic generator. Machine frame, we're going to need to make ourselves a battery. And I'm also going to have to get some rubber as well. Alright, so we've got a little bit of stuff we've got to do, but it's not too bad. And we're going to have to get ourselves some plates. I'm just going to do this method because I've got my pressurizer running the iron at the moment. And then we're going to have to break down 2 of these and get the casings. And then this one, I'm going to have to make some cutters real quick. Which is just iron plates and iron. But I think the buildings coming up, especially the main sorting building, is going to help out a ton. And just going to make our lives a whole lot easier. Okay, so there's our cutters. And then I have to get some rubber, which is going to be, I'm going to need a tree top. We're also going to be automating wood here soon for like an automatic treated wood factory, because that kind of ties into our making chests and stuff. Now we need to find just a little bit of rubber. I really don't need much of it. And then this, we can smelt it down for our rubber. Alright, so let's go ahead and cut that. We'll get our wires, and then we'll just, one of these gets rubber. Boom. There we go. Alright, now I don't have very much aluminum, so I'm going to have to go mining and looking for maybe some bauxite, and then we can get some aluminum going. I've got 2 pieces, but I'm going to need a minimum of at least like 4 to make machine frames. Okay, I did have aluminum right here. I've got to get this set up. I didn't realize I had it in here twice. I need to get this set up with a with an upgrade. Actually, since I've got a bit of that, I'm just going to go ahead and do it this way. Just because I can. Just tossing away all that dust and stuff from Ex Nihilo because I don't need it. I went mining for a bit and didn't even need it. That's okay. That's okay. Got a bunch of cobblestone and stuff though. Okay, so I'm going to throw all these iron plates in here and get these compressed into the dense versions. And it's going to take just a minute to get that, and then we should be good to make our machine frames. And these are going to craft 4 at a time. So you can also make the furnaces like this, like the iron furnace, and do more iron plates there. But this method's a little bit cheaper on materials, if I recall. So we're going to let that run for a minute. And let me go craft up our battery real quick. Alright, so there is our IC2 battery. Okay, I just moved the pressurizer to get the last one crafted to make use of some of the other stockpile. I need to get bigger batteries on these. Of course, I need to get proper power set up. But we're going to be doing that. We're going to be working on a power building before too long. Okay, so we've got the stuff that we need now. Let's go ahead and get our machine frames, or resource machines. I don't know what you call them. Machine blocks, that's what I'm trying to think of. Okay, so there's our compressor, and there is our generator. And out of curiosity, there we go, quest complete, gate for IC2. It's making these. So we get either 8 IC2 upgrade overclockers, 32 iron ore, or 64 rubber. I'm going to take the overclockers. And then we also completed the gate for nuclear craft. So we get advanced plating, a loot chest, or a loot chest. I'm going to take the advanced plating, I think. And then did we complete other quests by chance? IC2, let's go ahead and detect that. And we get a loot chest. And then we completed the quest for rubber. So we get a loot chest. We have completed the quest for a generator. We get a loot chest. And where's the quest for the compressor? Probably... oh, it's right here. So they want us to get the macerator, then the extractor, then the compressor. We're not doing it in that order, so... and nuclear craft. Here we go. Let's go ahead and turn that in. Claim. It runs a command script. There we go. Okay, we have completed the quest for the manufactory. We get some XP. We've completed the quest for advanced plating. We get a loot chest. We have completed the quest for basic plating. We get a loot chest. The quest for the alloy furnace, we get a loot chest. And the quest for the pressurizer, we get a loot chest. Okay, so we've got a bunch of loot chests. So let's see what we got. First up, we have avocado sapling. Just one of them. Then we got meat feast pizzas, 8 of them. We've got an Eye of Ender. 4 of those. We've got hardened casings for forestry, 2 of those. That's actually pretty useful. A canopy tree sapling from Twilight Forest. Market for farming for blockheads, which of course I'm not using that. Well, I'm not using it for finding all my seeds. Some of the other stuff we might, but we'll see. And then we got a whale from Pam's Harvest Craft. Okay. That's all well and good. Let's go ahead and pop in. For right now, I'm going to set this up in here. This is going to get moved once we have a proper IC2 area. But we're going to go ahead and put our generator just setting right here. And we're going to put our compressor setting right there. And then if we put coal into our generator, we should get some power in the compressor. Just going to grab a stack of coal for right now. Go. And that's giving power to the compressor. Beautiful. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to get ourselves some obsidian, which I should have. Okay, I actually don't have obsidian built up, so I'm just going to pop over to the end portal, and we'll just pop in there. Alright, I'm going to need quite a bit of this, so give me just a minute. Okay, I got us 44 obsidian, which I think is a pretty good starting point. Let's go ahead and dump this stuff into the manufactory. I'm going to go ahead and just dump... do I need to dump all of it? Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. I'll dump 20 in there in total. Okay, so there's 36. That's a good starting point. Let's go ahead and we're just going to run this stuff through the compressor. And this is probably going to be a very slow process. It is. That's fine. See if I can add an overclocker without the power drain just being too much. 4. What about 5? Okay, 4 is a sweet spot. So if I just run 4 in there, it can run the compressor and the generator can keep up. If I put a 5th one in there, it starts really draining it. So I'm not going to add that 5th one in. This should be good though. And so I'm going to need, basically I'm going to need 18 of those per reinforcement modifier, which is actually pretty substantial. Yeah, I'm probably going to need to run all that obsidian. Might even have to go farm up a little bit more. We'll see. Yeah, I think we'll stick with the no power system. I think it's actually less work overall, and it's kind of just be more fun. And then eventually we will do material stonework factories, but not right this second. So I'm going to get a bunch of gold pressurizing, because I'm going to need a lot of gold for the reinforcement modifiers. So I'll be back once I get, and I got to get this stuff pressurized again for the dense obsidian, which I can do through this. You can also use the block cutting machine, but we don't have the block cutting machine just yet, so for making the obsidian plates. So, okay, this stuff is still kicking away. The gold is finishing out as well, and the next thing that we need to do is we need to make ourselves a couple automated users. And this is going to require refined obsidian. It's going to need golden axes, turtles, which take computers, which is basically just a whole little bunch of crafting. I'm going to get this stuff crafted up. We're going to have to do silicon, which is like that, and then just smelt it, or the silicon circuit boards. That's what I'm trying to say. And then we're going to have to do hard disks. And that's just a bunch of iron. I mean, this is basically just a lot of micro crafting. And then we need basically a bunch of transistors and all that stuff. So I'm going to get this stuff crafted up. Yeah, there's really nothing in here that's difficult for us to craft. It's just a whole lot of micro crafting, which is kind of boring stuff. So I'm going to need 2 of these automated users. So I'll be back in a minute once I get this stuff ready to go. The refined obsidian, of course, we can make this. Or wait, did we ever make an osmium compressor, or did we just make a metallurgic? 1 second. Yeah, if we wanted to set up an arc furnace, we could do that, but we're going to have to make an osmium compressor. Which is fine. This is just advanced control circuits. Okay, yeah, this is pretty easy. So I'm going to get one of these crafted up as well, and I'll be back. I'll be back in just a minute once I get this stuff done. Okay, I figured I'd pop you in because I've got the stuff now basically to make the turtle. So there's 2 computers. And then there is 2... oh, they won't stack. That's fine. Oh, I need more iron. I started with a stack of iron, so... Okay, so there's 2 turtles. Awesome. And I'm just going to go ahead and slot these in right there. And then we need the gold and the golden axes and the golden pickaxes. And then we need 3 double compressed cobble, which shouldn't be a problem because I've got a bit of cobblestone. It's a lot of cobblestone though, but there's 3. And there we go. There's 3 more. So now all I have to do is get the new machine real quick. Which is the osmium compressor. Okay, and I've got a steel casing right here, so... we should have everything now for the osmium compressor. We made these last... was it last episode? I think it was last episode, which feels like forever ago now, but... Alright, so there's that. And then I just need... I need to make the refined obsidian, which I might just be able to use the manufactory, which makes the IC2 dust diamond. Okay. Once we get an enrichment chamber, of course, we can make that a lot cheaper, but I don't currently have an enrichment chamber, so, and I'm not worried about it. If I use extra diamonds, that's fine. I have lots of them. So. Okay, there's that. And then let me, I'm going to put this here for now, and let me pop over and get our... I need our cable stuff. Just a wire and a connector. Okay, I had to craft up some more stuff. I think we're out. I don't know. Like I said, there's chests all over the place, so it's hard to say for sure. And then let's get ourselves a couple pieces of osmium. We shall find out. Is it 1-to-1? Actually, yeah, I think it is 1-to-1, because I think it's 200... liquid osmium. Yeah, it's 1-to-1. So, okay, so let's get our refined obsidian, and then we'll be good to craft our users. Which is one of the worst parts of this setup. Okay, so there we go. Automated user. Ba-boom. And... ba-boom. Then we're going to put these 2 together and just get our mechanical users from extra utilities. Okay. So now that we've got those, we need pickaxes. And we can actually use this as a leveling mechanism for picks as well. And I've got this cobalt pickaxe here that has 2 modifiers. It already has silk touch. I mean, we could make a sponge pick, but I actually think I'm going to use this, and then I can just pull it out. If I need silk touch pick for something, I can pull it out and I have a leveled silk touch pick. And actually starting out, I'm tempted to use this, and I'll have to repair it a little bit, but that's fine. So what we're going to do real quick, let me pop over to this windmill and grab the rest of my gold plates. Now, granted, I will still need this pickaxe a lot of times, but I think I'm going to use it at first just to get modifiers on it, because, you know, we still need unbreaking on it because we've got mending moss on this. So if we make this pick unbreakable, then yay. So actually, I think that's what I'm going to do starting out, is let this stuff run up and make modifiers. I'll have to repair these a little bit, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and pull up our reinforcement modifiers. And let's go ahead and get ourselves a bit of gold sheet metal. We'll grab 44 of it. And we're also going to need some gold casings. 5 should be good for a bit, because that's going to make us enough for 2 tools, which is what we're working on right now. And boom, there's 10. Or actually, yeah, that's enough for 2 tools. Do I want to go ahead and get a little bit extra? And really all I'd be waiting on is more gold sheet metal for more. Yeah, let's go ahead and make some more. That's what I made all this stuff up for anyways. Let's go ahead and do that. And that. Okay, so we've got 16. So we've got enough for 3 tools to make unbreakable on. And then we're going to go ahead and just apply what we can to these. So there's reinforced 20%. There's reinforced 40%. And then we'll put it on this, which has 1 modifier at the moment, reinforced 20%. Now, I will say this is going to take a bit of repairing probably, but it's just cobalt, and I think I've got 23 cobalt ingots, so I should be good for a while. And then if I need to, I can go farm up some more. So we're going to start with these picks. This one is just a temporary thing. Once it hits reinforced 5, I'm probably going to stop it. Well, I might let it level a little bit more. Maybe get haste assist and... I don't know if there's any other modifiers we really need. It's actually pretty close to leveling right now, which is good. So, alright, we've got that. The other thing that we're going to need is some kind of a vacuum system. And I guess we're probably going to go with a vacuumulator again. These work pretty well. So let me craft this up. Okay, so there's our vacuumulator. And I think with that we're good. Let me grab our buckets. Yeah, I think that's about it. And I'm actually going to set it up here just because we have our liquid automation, like our liquid starlight and lava, and really the only other liquid automation we're going to have is cobblestone stone. Obsidian we're going to handle differently. We're not going to do, you know, like a lava meets water obsidian farm. And ice we're going to do differently, so we're not going to use liquid starlight for the ice automation, I don't think. So what we're going to do is we'll set it up. Honestly, I think right here should be good. So this little, basically this little section here will be for liquid automation. Now I'm not going to have probably any auto crafting. We're basically just going to have a double drawer, cobblestone, stone. And then, now I'm probably not even going to do compression because later on we'll do material stonework factories for probably cobblestone compression. Or actually we'll probably do really the fastest way is right here. The igneous extruder would be the fastest way. This will be like our long-term cobble production. Material stonework factory just tends to pale in comparison, but we will still use it for certain things because it makes auto crafting a little bit easier. But this is basically just going to be for stone and cobblestone for our building purposes. So what I'm going to do, let me grab a stack of cobble. And we're going to set this up, and I'm going to have, let's see, we'll have cobble there. And cobble's going to get made there. And then stone will be made right there. I've got to test if I need it to push it out at all, or if it's going to collect, if the vacuumulator will collect it fast enough. I'm not for sure about that. So that is something that I'm going to have to test. But then I'm going to need something to block it off here. Okay, so this would basically be the shape of the build. And then I would have like a block that sits here, block that sits right there. So let me pop down. Let me grab some water. We'll go ahead and plot this out, because and then I've got to build some kind of a structure out for this. Probably something kind of matches that. We'll see. Okay, and then we're going to need lava setting. Let me go get a bucket of lava real quick. We'll have to get a lava system up and going before too long as well. You know what I don't know if I'd say miss, but what I think back to a lot of times is, if you recall, like in the 1.6, 1.7 days, like before, I don't know, power creep's gotten so crazy, like you pretty much make power for nothing these days, you know? Like it doesn't really take any effort to have like infinite power anymore, but back in the day when you had to like pump all the lava from the nether, and so the nether like never had any lava, right? Alright, let's put a block there. So if we break this off, yeah, it's not super fast. Let me try setting this up and just see what happens. And so we would have like the vacuumulator is going to sit right there, let's say, and we'll go ahead and clear the configuration on that. Auto output is enabled. Probably what I'll do is I'll probably have the drawer setting here. It's just going to be a double drawer. It doesn't need a controller or anything fancy for it. And then we're going to have our mechanical user setting. One that sets right there. One that sets right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a block there and a block there just to make sure it doesn't leak over. And so basically what we'd have is we would have left click, upper left slot only. And this one is the one that's making... Oh, this... I'm sorry, this is actually going to have to be set up different because this is just going to make cobblestone right now. I'm derping. But this one's going to make the cobblestone, so we're going to say upper left slot only. Generic click, left click, and we'll go ahead and put that in. And the vacuumulator is collecting it before it gets burned up. Most of the time. It's not 100%, but it doesn't really matter. It's just constant passive cobblestone and smooth stone, or will be smooth stone. Plus, it's going to level up our tool. Because you can see every time it breaks something, it gets 1 XP. And then after it breaks a bit, we'll have... we'll be able to put reinforced 2 on it. And then, of course, once it hits reinforced 5, it's completely unbreakable. It can never be broken, and it doesn't need durability. So the mending moss then will be kind of a waste, but it doesn't really matter because you have infinite levels in this pack. So it's not a big concern for us. Okay, so over here, I've got to change this up a little bit, so I need my pick back. Thank you. And I'll probably, here in a second, I'll probably make up another pick. I think the way I'm going to set this one up is I'm going to break this off. I'm going to put a block there. And a block right down there. So the lava flows over. And then if I was to put our left click, upper left slot only. There we go. It's getting smooth stone. Albeit not at a great rate, it doesn't seem like, because a lot of it's getting burned up. Yeah, it seems like more often than not it's getting burned up. So, I don't know if a faster collection than the vacuumulator might be better or might fix the issue, because there are faster collection systems, but I don't know. I've already got the vacuumulator, so I'd like for it to work. If at all possible. Let me sleep real quick. Just because it's dark and just to get it back daytime. But I'm kind of thinking for this one what we might do is the piston system that moves it. Simply because it's getting broken too close to the lava. And that would fix the whole issue, but... let me pop over. Let me get a piston. We're also going to need a timer. So basically what we'll have is we'll have the piston that sets, say, right there. And then I'm going to move this back. And then we'll have a lot of glass on this once it's all done. But let's go ahead and set our lava there, which is going to create, that smooth stone for us. And then we'll set up our timer. And we're going to set this delay to 20. Oh, wait. Stop for just a second here. I'm going to have the... Actually, right there, I think, have the mechanical user set there. And I might do the same thing over here, so there wouldn't be any burn up. And it's really not that expensive of a little setup to do. And we're going to have generic click, left click, upper left slot only. The silk touch pick. It breaks it. The vacuumulator gets it 100% of the time. And then, yeah, so maybe I'll put that there. Maybe I'll do that. Just so it's symmetrical as far as these little setups go. And then I'm going to need another piston, and I'm going to need a little bit of redstone really, really quick. Usually I use the pistons to push it for setups like this, but then I was like, well, I might be able to just put it right up against it, but I think it's just it's gonna be 100% output then, which is good, and then, you know, it's just better, I think. So let's go ahead and let me drop cobble there just to stop that so I can place this. Okay. And then put a block there. And then we can just run our redstone over like that. And we're going to say 20 ticks, so it's just once every second. We could make it faster. Honestly, I think in the past I've done it to like... Oh, wait. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. It can push those, for the record. But this is working great for our smooth stone. Not to mention it's throwing XP, so we're going to have to put an XP collection on this. And we're going to have to make sure this always has a pick. Either that or give it some kind of a redstone control so that it doesn't matter. But and I could put a block behind this. Actually, that would work pretty well. Just going to go ahead and chunk load this area too. Yeah, we're going to have some XP collection. Because this is going to be awesome, like... It's because these have well established is the reason it's giving XP, but that's awesome. So, and I also need to get the drawer set up for this. And I'm going to put, there we go. Redstone lever right there, just so we can power this whole thing off. This is probably going to end up being, like, hidden back in here, I think. Okay, and I brought the water out one more, by the way. So, awesome. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this. We could expand this out and make it, like, even bigger and all that stuff. Let me go ahead and shut this off for a minute. And what we're going to do, there's a couple things we need to get to add to this. First up, we need some kind of XP collection. We could do a experience pylon. We could do a monolith. Experience solidifier is a little bit expensive for us at the moment. XP vacuum. Could we pull off an experience obelisk? Well, I'd need an induction smelter and all that. Yeah, probably wait on the experience obelisk. I'll probably do an XP vacuum and then, let's see, what kind of a tank do we want to use for this? Because ideally I'd want something really dense. I don't know, for right now I might just do a portable tank, and then we can upgrade it, you know. So let me get an XP vacuum crafted up. Pulsating, yeah, we can do all this stuff, so this isn't too bad for us. Alright, so let's go ahead. I forgot to grab extra gold. And that makes 1 solarium. I need 2. Yeah, I need 2. Okay, 1 second. That, and then I need to do the blend. Energetic blend, and then that. Boom, there we go. Energized metal. And then pulsating iron. Did I already make... I know I made some of this, but I don't know. I do have some left over. So there's that. And then that. XP vacuum. There we go. Okay, and then I just need to whip up a portable tank. And we can just kind of upgrade this as needed. And we might enchant it as well. A little bit later with like holding. I'd love to get max holding on it, which is like, what, holding 6, I think? No, holding 4 is maximum. But that's generally what you're going to get. You're not usually going to get shimmer, withering, or curse of vanishing when upgrading it. So we'll do the XP vacuum. Let's see, we'll have the drawer sitting there. We'll have the... I'm kind of thinking about having the XP vacuum here. and then have it pump over and go into tanks like there, because I don't think tanks shouldn't be able to be pushed, right? They can be. Okay, whoops. My bad. Well, I can leave that here because we're going to pump it elsewhere anyways. Alright, and the last thing I'm going to need to get that up and going is a bucket of liquid XP. So for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip up a drain real quick. Like that. And then I might just be able to have this pumped straight into the portable tank, do a bucket. Or actually, I wonder if we could do this. Oh, that activated it. Awesome. Okay, so we don't even have to do that then. So that's active, and then if we turn this back on, it should start collecting all of the XP. Right now it's got 80. Let's see. I don't think it has an internal buffer, though. Let's just dig down here. Put a conduit there. We're going to say, you know, you can extract. It's always active. Bring that down to there. Then we're going to have our tank, and this will eventually be like an ender tank that connects to our main liquid lines. But for right now, this will be fine. So the portable tank's going to build up the XP. So right now it's got 120 millibuckets. If we give it a minute, yeah, there's 140, 160, and so on. It should be collecting now the XP that's dropped. It's not a ton of XP, it really isn't, but it's enough that with a passive system like this, it should build up pretty well. So, okay, so now I need to get a drawer together, and I'm probably just going to use the same style that we've got over here, because I'm probably going to build this out kind of in a style that matches this building, I think. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and drop our frame drawer in right there. And let me grab smooth stone, cobblestone. That one's going to go there. There. And I've got some void upgrades made up. Actually, I think they were from a quest reward. I've got to get some storage upgrades made as well, but there's that. And then we're going to say, you know, you can output, auto output's enabled. There we go. So now it's pumping all that up into there. And then we can go ahead and add that in and just connect that redstone over. So we'll start pushing that up and making cobblestone. Okay, and then I just have to, I'm going to have to stop this from pushing back. Okay, this is kind of what I'm thinking. It's not totally done because I'm going to put some stuff on the top, but I decided, I think I'm actually going to have my light well automation over here on the top of it. Because of course, actually the only thing that's being used is like this bottom section here. All the rest of this is pretty much just decorative bits, you can see. So I'm going to have something on the top, and then we're going to have probably our light wells set up there. I do believe. And then it's going to be kind of close, so our little golems can move back and forth to bring the aquamarine over. And I think it's going to work kind of nice. Then I got to do something for the side. I'm thinking liquid starlight, but we'll see. If I have liquid starlight automation up here, it kind of makes sense. So, and then the back here, I cleaned all this up. So basically, I have it the redstone just coming out of the timer, and it goes into a block which powers the pistons. So, but I need, and also I found out that pistons seem to push just anything in this pack. I don't know why that is. I think technically mechanical user counts as a tile entity. It should, right? But it's able to push that. But it's also able to push chisels and bits. It's able to push architecture crafts. It's able to push chests. It's able to push all kinds of things. So I think it's actually an add-on for this pack. But anyways, I've had this running for just a little bit, and this pick is really close to breaking. This one is up to reinforced 4. And it's a fourth of the way to getting that final point of reinforced, which is going to make it unbreakable. So let's pop over. We need to repair this pick. And then next episode is going to be a bit of speed building. So just a heads up there. But this episode, I wanted to get this done because it's just going to make our lives a whole lot easier if we just go ahead and knock this stone automation out, because I don't want to have to farm up stone anymore. if I can avoid it, which now we won't have to. I should kind of, right now I have to keep an eye on this pick. But I did get some stuff laid out. Let's go ahead and we're going to pour a cobalt pickaxe head. And then let's go ahead and get our tool rod. We're going to be pouring all of this. The tool rod is going to be made out of osmium. And then we need a binding, which is going to be poured out of copper. I'm not sure if well-established stacks, but if it does, it'd be kind of cool to get maximum XP from this little system. But it may not stack. I don't really know, to be honest. I've never tried it. But we're going to give it a shot. If it doesn't, no harm. We might change it out for something later on. Right now, it's just well-established. Dense and well-established with momentum. Do I want to go with that, or would I rather make maybe a paper binding? Yeah, let me just make a binding out of paper then. So we get that free modifier. I've got paper here. I did make a presser from Pam's Harvest Craft just for really easy paper, because then we can turn wood into paper. Which just makes things a bit easier. Okay, so we're going to make ourselves a binding out of paper. So it's going to have 3 modifiers, and then we'll go ahead and just add reinforcement modifiers for all 3 of those, and it only needs 100 XP to level. I'm not sure though. I think this pick will be fast enough by default to break it within the 1 second time limit. If not, I will have to change things up. But let's give this a shot. Okay, it's not fast enough. And I think this one just has haste 1. So that should be fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this pick myself until it levels up, stick haste on it, and then presto, it'll be able to just, it'll level up itself and get that reinforced. And this is going to be basically kind of our filler pick that can go in this. But then we can also, of course, level up. Well, now it did that one. I don't know. Nothing has changed, and it never did that before. I guess technically an extended piston would work. I think. Let me try this. Does it push it? Yeah, I could have a piston that's extended that holds it back. And that would keep it from being allowed to push. But if it's not extended, it won't work. So I don't know. I might try to do something. I mean, it's going to be ugly. I could have the piston down here and it pushed up, because then it wouldn't be able to push it because it's extended upwards too. That might actually work. I don't know. I'm going to play around with it. That seems to be about the only thing I found that won't allow a piston to push. So, but yeah, so anyways, it is building up cobblestone and stone enough that we're going to be able to build with. I do need to get some storage upgrades in this. Also, one thing I did change up a little bit. It's that pickaxe attacking me. I dropped this down basically where the lava and the water was to make the stone. I dropped this down, and that was because the lava was sometimes right down here. The lava was making cobblestone right here, which we don't want, so I have it just flowing downwards into a hole. It only does it on this side, so I did it over here. And you can see we've got quite a bit of XP that's built up. Right now what happens is this, whenever it pushes a block, it'll usually push the XP from the last run around, and it'll get sucked down into that XP vacuum over the top of this. So, works out pretty well. And I'm going to have to upgrade that portable tank here soon. So, if I'm close to it, of course, it messes it up, but that's fine. So, but yeah, outside of that, I mean, it's working. It's been working great. It's generating a lot of materials and XP, and we can also, like I said, we can also use it for pick leveling, which is great. And that way, if we ever get new picks and we want to upgrade them, because we will, of course, we'll add new picks and stuff for different setups later on. We'll be doing a pink slime, kind of like what we did the last time around in Enigmatica. We'll do a pink slime system with a pickaxe for pink slime farm. And so this can be used as, it generates XP, it generates cobblestone, it generates stone, and it levels pickaxes. So, yay. course, you can use a circuit that basically mines it and then recycles it. We did that in the past. We're going to use that for the pink slime system. But this is kind of multiple birds with one stone, which is great. So, and it's good for kind of early game-ish Enigmatica, I think. So, anyways, I'm going to end out this episode here. Next episode, like I said, we will be doing a bit of speed building because we're going to be working on some of our upcoming builds because we have storage building that needs to be built. We have power building that needs to be built. We have a some of our tech areas, which are going to be handled a little bit differently in this pack because we're going with an overall magical theme, even with the tech stuff within this pack. But we'll be working on some tech area stuff. We also need to work on magical stuff because I want to get into Thaumcraft and Britannia and push on a bit further with Astral Sorcery, but we've kind of got the build in place for Astral Sorcery, which is going to be up on this thing, on these little floating islands that are up here. With our different little structures that are built kind of around it. I think once it's done, it's going to look pretty cool because there's going to be lots of stuff. And so far, we have lots of moving parts with this sand system and then with our stone and cobblestone generator over here as well. And then we'll have the light wells on top, I think, and our golems basically moving from this platform to that platform and, you know, transferring aquamarine over. I think it's going to look pretty cool once it's all done. So I hope so. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. And I hope you guys are glad Enigmatica's back. I'm super glad it's back. And if you guys did enjoy it, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe. If you're not already, stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.